Hi, and welcome to your Tuesday 2-minute tip. Okay, so there are two types of people in this world. Which one are you? There are leftover people, and there are people that don't like their leftovers. So if you are a leftovers person, this isn't for you. You have no problems. You probably just eat your leftovers. All is good. You don't have to worry about it. But if you're somebody who thinks that they dislike leftovers, there are a couple things you can do to help yourself out. The main thing is to be able to reinvent your leftovers so that it doesn't feel like you're just microwaving something or reheating something and eating it for a second time. And the most important thing to do if you're wanting to reinvent your leftovers is to store the components separately. So one of the recipes that I'm working on for next week is a bulgogi. So it's like a Korean dish. It's like marinated meat or mushrooms, in this case for vegetarian. It's got pineapples and cucumbers. It's super good, really delicious. But if you put it all together and then put it back into the refrigerator like that, you're going to have raw carrots, cucumbers, and pineapple that's kind of marinated. You'll have some lettuce. You'll have rice that needs to be heated, and then steak or mushrooms that need to be reheated in a totally different way. And you're really kind of trapped with that dish then. And then you either need to eat hot pineapple or cold beef or mushrooms. So instead, when you plate for your dinner, just make a little small plate and then store the components separately. That way, if you want to turn it into a fried rice dish, you have the rice separately. You can cook that in the sauce, in the saute pan, so it gets hot and crispy and makes good fried rice. And then you also have beef or mushrooms that you can chop up and add to it and not cook as long, because overheated, reheated beef is gross. It gets like a weird taste. And then also with the pineapple, you can choose to either add that hot to your stir fry or serve that cold in something else. Maybe you want to make fish tacos and use the pineapple slaw in a different way. It doesn't need to go in that dish. So pretty much anything that you're storing for leftovers, store in the individual components. The only downside of this, perhaps it's a little bit more work, and then also you'll have the extra containers, but it's definitely worth it in terms of using the food that you've cooked once to eat in a second way later on. So I hope that helps. Let me know your favorite leftover reheating and storage tips. It's also a great idea to have a couple back pocket recipes that you feel really comfortable executing that are more like a method rather than a specific recipe. And you can use those to turn your leftovers into something new. For me, it's things like fried rice, pizza, enchiladas, any kind of tacos, things like that, or frittata is another really great one. Things that you can reinvent in a couple of different ways, but you don't need to look up a recipe for specifics. Enjoy.